Good morning. We've got changes happening today. We're starting to see that warmer, more humid air working its way into the valley and chances for thunderstorms as well as that warm air moves in. And a beautiful sunrise. But you know what they say about red sky at morning? That's what we're seeing here in the Dakota Magic Casino sky cam. A beautiful red sky, but we do have the threat for some thunderstorms later for today. Here's a look at what we've got going on. Fargo and Grand Forks still on the dry side. We've got some high clouds moving in. We saw that just on the camera there. And then more substantial cloud cover taking over as the day goes along through the morning and into the afternoon. And we'll have that possibility for some rain and thunder as early as midday in our western counties here. You can see them out in western North Dakota. Some showers that don't look all that impressive right now, but still the threat is there that we could see some rain. The greater risk will be into the later evening and overnight hours for tonight. Here's a look at our current temperatures. They are in the 60s in most areas. We're at 64 in Fargo and in Grand Forks. It's 65 in Devils Lake, 61 in Wahpeton, and over into the Detroit Lakes area. So some warmer temperatures from yesterday morning. Another sign that we're starting to warm up, and we've got wind out of the south or southeast. So warmer air starting to move in. It's coming in out of that direction where it tends to transport in more moisture with that air. And we've got a gust in Detroit Lakes to 17 miles per hour, but otherwise we're mainly in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range to start at least today. Now moving on to 6 o'clock here in your hour by hour planner, you can see more clouds will be taking over, more high clouds essentially. And then again, as we see the system approach, we'll see those clouds get a little more thick and the potential for rain will also be increasing here. This is 9 a.m. temperatures upper 60s to low 70s. And by the time we get into the noon hour, you could see rain and thunder possible up in the Devils Lake Basin at that point. Now, with the clouds taking over, with that rain coming in a little sooner here today, that will kind of inhibit our temperature rise. So we're still going to feel the heat wave starting up. We're going to notice humidity, temperatures getting into the 80s in several locations, depending on where you are in relation to the rain. Of course, we know rain tends to cool you down. But this is the start of it. Tomorrow is when we're looking at 90s, just in case you're wondering here. But you can see that we've got some isolated to scattered rain and thunder showers during the afternoon. Now here's 7 o'clock this evening. You could see some cells that are looking more substantial starting to develop. And that's when I'm more concerned about the risk for severe hail, eventually transitioning over into a wind threat heading into the late night hours tonight. This is midnight. You can see that happening there. And even into the early morning hours tomorrow, we could be dealing with some rumbles of thunder before that moves on. And then our bigger concern becomes the heat for the day on Friday. So active weather starting up here, and it starts with that potential for some strong to severe storms. Again, we could see some rain and thunder during the afternoon hours, but the threat for severe is likely greater in the evening and late night hours for tonight. You can see we are under a slight risk in yellow right along the immediate Red River Valley into parts of Lakes Country and then west into northern South Dakota and much of North Dakota. And what we're looking at here is that hail threat and then eventually that high wind threat. Tornado risk is on the low end, but anytime you have severe weather, always need to be on the lookout. And some of those storms might produce a brief heavy downpour that could cause some localized flooding. Now here's a look at our 7-day planner. The heat comes tomorrow. We're looking at those 90s returning and then upper 80s to 90s through the rest of the forecast here. It's going to be a hot weekend, a couple of chances for storms heading into Saturday and again on Monday. But again, the overall concern here is the heat. So again, use those precautions, find ways to stay cool and hydrate. Water is your best friend. Well, I think air conditioning, definitely your best friend. Water is a good friend too here as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of friends to get through this.
Yes.
All right, Lisa, thank you.